What's up guys? Today we have our very first white belt on the show. His name is Lee. He's 240 pounds and he's really good. You'll notice his main issue is his grip choice, which I'll address throughout the video. Here's a good example. Neither of Lee's hands are stopping me from being able to posture up. Lee should put me on my back and grab my lapels or arms so I can't come up. I come back down because I can't break his posture enough for the loop choke. But then I just transition to the super smooth back take anyways. This is really cool. I pull Lee forward so he posts on his hands. This makes his legs light because the weight is on his arms. I lift his leg up with a butterfly hook and push his other leg down between mine and come up to the back. I'm trying to always provide variety on the show, and I taught a clock choke in class, so I figure I might as well go for that. Lee does a good job of stopping me by bringing his back towards the mat. I need his stomach directed towards the mat to finish. I actually hurt my rib a little bit going for this, but it's not that bad. When I'm in mount and can't get anything going, usually I'll just back step. Normally I'll take an underhook first because they're easier to get from mount than side control, but I was a little impatient because I just want to get a little more exciting of technique than another submission from mount. I'm controlling Lee's posture. If he wants to come up, my right hand will keep him down and my left will lift his leg higher to keep him on his back. Now I go knee slide, but Lee does a good job of directing my weight across his body, but not enough to prevent me from passing his guard. My head is on the wrong side for side control, so I jump my legs to the other side, which is easier than bringing my head to the other side. If I kept my head and legs on the same side, Lee could post on my head with his hands and frame to escape easily. Look how I'm controlling Lee. It's very loose. I want Lee to make a mistake and give me an opening. It may be counterintuitive, but it'll make finding a submission much easier and lower effort. Lee tries to bring his bottom knee in to regard, but my transition to knee on belly makes that difficult for him. As Lee gives up on his attempt, I just go back to side control and now have his elbow isolated from his body. So I just go Americana and get the tap. You can see here I feel my rib to see what's up. It's a little sore today, but I still rolled this morning and got some good rolling footage for the next video. Look how I am always controlling the grips of my opponents. That is one of the keys to being good at Jiu-Jitsu. Lee tries to staple my arm, which brings his hips closer to mine, so I lift him up with my butterfly hook. It would have been a little harder with his hips further away. Let's look at it again. As he brings his hips closer, I lift him up, which forces him to post his hands on the mat, making his hips and legs light for me to get underneath for X guard. My arm is a little stuck and I debate taking an overhooked X guard, but then I find space to bring my arm on the inside for a regular and better X guard. I extend my legs and pull his sleeve towards me for the super smooth sweep. I could only get that sweep because Lee had his hands posted on the mat, which allowed me to grab the far side sleeve. If it wasn't available, I have other non-sleeve grip dependent sweeps available, but they aren't as cool looking. This is a really cool way of getting arm bars and triangles from side control using your opponent's lapel. All we have to do is pull the lapel out and pass it to a crossface hand. This traps their arm and it's incredibly hard to get out. I learned this as a way to get triangles, but getting a deep bite with your legs can be difficult, so I almost always go armbar with the hand trapped in the armpit, which is super deadly. A little pressure goes a long way. I want to know why you started Jiu-Jitsu. I'll tell you why I did, and it's a little corny, but it's true. I just knew I'd be good at it. I told Nikki I'd be a champion before I even started. I bought a gi online before I even signed up, and Nikki burst out laughing at me. She thought I looked ridiculous. Now she loves it as much as I do. Even if your story is quote-unquote boring, let me know because I still find that interesting. See the grip Lee has on my cross-side lapel? That's not going to help him, and it's the reason I attempted the arm drag. Even though it worked for him, a same-side grip is much more beneficial for him. I attempt to loop choke again and sink it in this time, but am unable to establish any sort of guard. The guard itself doesn't matter, you just need to control and stop them from being able to roll out of position using your legs. Sorry Lee, this triangle is your fault for not establishing good grips again. One arm in and one arm on the mat is Triangle City. Lee, I know you're watching and I know you're instantly going to get a lot better Jiu-Jitsu from watching this. In all other aspects besides your grips, you look like a blue belt. Now you know what to work on. This is a really clever triangle defense from Lee. I took too long to lock it up and Lee turns his shoulder to the mat. This traps my leg from being able to lock it up right. If I already had the triangle locked up, then Lee turning to his back would be a terrible idea, as mounted triangles are incredibly tough to get out of and the ultimate checkmate, especially in MMA. I recognize that locking it up with Lee's back already on the mat will be tough, so I abandoned it knowing I can probably transition to an armbar, which I do. This quote is from Kurt Osiander when asked how to get out of an armbar, but applies to every bad position in Jiu-Jitsu. For example, getting out of side control against anyone half decent is a difficult task for anyone. What makes someone good at Jiu-Jitsu is not getting put there in the first place. Concentrate more on prevention and what you're doing wrong rather than late escapes. I recommend starting on the bottom as much as possible because because you get to work on your guard and your passing once you swept your opponent, rather than just your passing. Especially if you're bigger than your rolling partner, start on the bottom. I use my underhook to pull Lee forward and post his hands on the mat, aiming to take his back, but Lee's overhook stops me. Now I just make sure Lee can't grab my head, which is one of the most important things in half guard not to get smashed. He leaves his overhook in too long though, and I trap it and lift him up with my butterfly hooks and bring him to the side. This is basically a mix between a John Wayne sweep and a butterfly sweep. I call this the Ronda Rousey armbar because I learned it from her on YouTube a long time ago. Bringing my shin over Lee's head and doing a big change of direction with my hips will give me the momentum to roll Lee over with ease. If I had brought my leg in front of his face, there's no way I could have rolled him over. Two hands on the wrist and hand is almost always the best grip to finish an armbar. A tight grip will stop a hitchhiker escape in its tracks. This is really funny. Lee pulls me like I'm weightless, like I'm nothing. Lee's grip on my lapel will make it hard to shrimp out and make space, so instead I pummel my left leg in front of his shoulder to keep my guard. My left arm stops Lee from being able to change the angle and pass. Now I just control Lee's grips as I try to figure out how to improve my guard. Lee drops down to a half guard as his passing attempt is nullified by my grip control. Remember what I said about Lee's grips? This grip Lee takes to my collar serves no purpose for him, and I use it to trap his arm and John Wayne sweep him to the side. As I come up, look what I do. I immediately grab Lee's head. Now you can clearly see the difference between a black belt and a white belt in their half guard. Lee should have prioritized me not grabbing his head because as soon as I have it, I have what I need to pass. I do what I call a hip turn pass, and you can see it in depth in my half guard passing guide. Make sure to check that out. I'm actually trying to take Lee's back from north-south, but I'm rolling loose and always going path of least resistance. Lee comes up right into my triangle. Big guys are hard to triangle, especially if you have short legs like me. Usually shorter legs result in a tighter triangle, but longer legs make them easier to lock up. Omoplatas are the obvious choice when you feel a triangle will be too difficult to lock up and finish. The best way to thank me for my efforts other than my Patreon is to like and comment on my videos. Please make sure to at least hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe too if you haven't already. As Lee pressures and tries to clear my legs, I shoulder walk to maintain the distance, but Lee eventually gets through, so I do a big bridge to get to my knees. I don't want Lee to attack my neck with front headlocks like guillotines or control me whatsoever, so I make sure to control his grip, which also makes it easy for me to sit through right back to my guard. I'm trying to roll looser so you guys can see variety. I want to do a video where I let someone kind of beat me up a little bit and I have to escape, like roll super loose and let someone pass my guard so you can see escapes and submission defense. Let me know if you'd like to see something like that. This is a really cool triangle setup, very similar to the scissor sweep, but the knee over the arm instead of under the arm, and you throw up a triangle instead of the sweep. Lee bringing his arm around my leg will make the triangle harder to lock up and finish, especially because he has broad shoulders. So instead I have this trick up my sleeve where I hook his arm with my foot and pull his arm to me. Initially I'm about to finish with just one arm, but I'm a showman and realize I should put in extra effort and grab the other arm too. So I finish with the double armbar and get my style points. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. If you did, please leave a comment or a fist bump. If you'd like to support the channel, there's a link in the description to my Patreon, and I'll see you guys next time.